On the last episode, my daughter!
Yeah, that shit was fucking sad.
That hurt.
Well, time for a change of pace. We're Tolton now.
Oh yeah, he's here.
You actually
He's in
play
the-
as him
He's
this time?
still the rhinestones are still shining in the rain.
He is so shiny.
God damn.
He
No
is
way.
like
is
a
him?
helicopter pad or something? Do they have magic helicopters?
He's on the amphitheater of the sky.
Oh.
It's the big amphitheater on top of like the Capitol building of the city.
Gotcha.
Do you make big public speeches there?
Yeah, it's like where the royal speeches and stuff took place.
He is just grossly incandescent.
Father, if only I
His
had
back
a
just
fraction
glitters.
of the-
I know.
There's
There
no
was
source
still
of light
so
even.
much I needed to learn from you.
It's just
I
his
depended on
natural
your guidance
glow.
even when you scolded me for my weakness. Father,
Yeah, long story short, daddy issues.
Oh look, there's a slime monster.
So remember when Gungora was making his O face?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, look, it's the thing you made.
Oh.
what is this?
I lost my daddy.
I'm suddenly being reminded of Edward's bit in Final
jeez.
Fantasy IV. Except it's a lot more intense now.
So, yep, we get to fight with Tolton. We're up against 4 of these things.
Oh.
Oh, he has a sword.
Yep.
Stay back!
These enemies are called mud puppets.
Damn, Tolton's got HP to spare.
Power hit.
Oh.
Cut down.
However, he's kind of slow, so they all get to go first. They
Oh.
don't really hit very hard, though.
Oh, guard.
Nice.
Yeah.
You guard those lame swings, Tolton.
So, we're done here.
Oh.
Nice.
That is a good victory pose.
You
Oh,
barely
that's why. He's level 25.
you barely survived there, Tolton.
Took 2 weak-ass hits and then killed them all in a single swing.
I assume I assume that Kaim or Seth can get those skills eventually.
Oh look, it's fucking. Oh no.
Chairman,
It's the cool
It was
guy.
Gongora. You were wrong.
I wanted it to
Nothing
be
less of you.
Gungora.
you were watching.
This would have been too
Why
predictable.
didn't you help me?
I'm an old fucking man. What do you
Well,
think I can
didn't
do?
expect a frail puppet like that to best someone of your blood. I sent it simply to test you. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Wait a minute.
What? That puppet was one of your pawns?
Huh?
Why would you do something like
That's
that?
not the real Roxanne, is it?
Because I do not wish to see the throne restored.
Huh?
Throne
Something's a bit off here.
restored. Wait, was the poison soup you're doing?
Yeah, that can't be the real him.
No.
Chairman!
For one, he's looking way more smug than he ever did.
Yeah.
Does.
Really. Wait, what?
Oh, now we have to fight Chairman
Oh,
Roxanne.
now we're getting into some pretty ominous shit here.
I like this music though.
Yeah, this
Yeah, I like this theme.
Yeah.
there is something horribly wrong here.
Trust Urat to the hands of an incompetent ruler.
I am inquire.
Your only battle option right now is to inquire.
Is that why you tried to kill me?
This must have been fun for his voice
long
actor
as a member
to
of the
just
royal
to go
family
from all,
exists,
you know,
Dissidents will
councilman
try to
to
restore the
I will not trust
royal
an
bloodline
incompetent
must be
ruler. You know.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just by
Nice
being
change of
alive,
pace.
You give those dissidents hope.
I am under the impression this is another puppet of Gongora's.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying.
Or it could actually be him, but being manipulated by the Gongora.
Yeah, we've already established he has the ability to do that with
I
Time's
will
daughter.
not stand for
It's probably the reason why they showed that flashback specifically.
Did you say the
must
Gongora,
die
by the way?
No, I said Gongora.
Okay.
The
I thought you misspoke and we're just referring to him as a thing at this point.
He's now an
He's just the
object.
Gongora.
He's an idea.
If you are made
This is
king,
madness.
Urat will
This
fall.
no, I'm not even gonna do that joke. I hate that line. Okay.
Oh, and now you're going to attack him.
Yep. So we know. So you know the appropriate course of action against a
Forgive me, Chairman.
wrinkly old man.
Is to cut him
do
down,
this.
turn him into beef jerky. Jesus Christ!
He's still
Boy, they
going.
They weren't kidding
Yeah,
on that power hit.
He's still standing though after that.
The right choice.
This is not gonna end well.
left
Ooh,
standing.
There
he
we
just
go.
crumpled.
Rip jerky, man.
So yeah, they give you that whole pool of HP because you're supposed to take a few hits with that fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my latter assumption is correct.
Oh
What do you
wait,
mean, what have you done, Tolton? You hit him with an explosion.
Gongora!
There he
and
is!
then Gungora's gonna be all like, "What have you done?" Oh no.
My high top sense distress.
Wait for it.
He's dead?
Of course he's dead.
You killed him!
I had no choice. The chairman was trying to kill me.
I know. I know everything.
Because I
All right,
orchestrated
let's deal with
it.
this calmly, Your Majesty.
I did everything.
Please don't.
why I know.
Gangora.txt. I know everything.
His beard was so beautiful.
Roxanne visited my manor earlier tonight. He spoke enthusiastically of his plans to prevent the restoration of the throne, to establish his own influence and such. To achieve those
But
ends,
he had no
he
influence
said
at
the
all.
first thing that
He
had
was
to
the
be
chairman.
done was to ensure Your Highness's death. I sensed peril, and although I am
Once again with
under
the sensing
house
of
arrest,
peril.
He sensed it through magic energy!
incarceration, and came as soon as I could. But I was still too late.
Considering how easily he's been able to leave his
Never
house, that
had
house arrest has
expected the
not been
chairman
very
to try
effective.
to kill
Well,
you.
he does live in a large glass
Even as
house. All he has to
deluded
do
as
is
he
probably,
was.
woohoo, defenestration!
Chairman Roxian died in an accident.
He fell down some stairs.
You always come.
How
when
are we
I'm
gonna
in
explain
danger.
the explosion
are
marks?
the
He
only
fell
one
down
I can rely upon.
exploding stairs.
Your Majesty, I believe your late father watches over you, and sent me to your aid.
Oh, there he goes being full of shit again. Was waiting for that. Was waiting.
When I killed your father, I mean when your father
us
died,
go now.
he told me
I will handle
to look after
everything.
you.
Your Highness
Just,
will not be
man,
suspected.
I cannot get over the glisten of his studs.
He is
Cannot.
just shimmering. There are not enough adjectives to describe Tolton.
Yeah, there are not.
Let's see, shimmering,
I
shining,
feel genuinely
glistening.
sorry for him, but I'm also just utterly fascinated by him. Just
Look
by his
behind you,
design.
Tolton. Look,
there you go.
turn around right now.
Oh, yep.
That was
There
the
you
one
go.
that the O-face was made for, probably. He was all just like...
Most likely, yeah.
The one that required the most
But
ability,
what happened
I'm
to the
sure.
chairman? Oh, wait. Wait
I
a
think
minute.
we're about to find that out. Obviously, we can't have the chairman walking around if he's supposed to be dead, so...
Oh.
Are you ready for something incredibly corny?
Oh, I totally am.
What? Is that a snake?
That is a giant snake!
How did that get in?
How
Gongora-
did that get in?
Gungora and Jafar were old college buddies, so we called in a favor.
This is.
I think
It's a
they just... I think they just had
It's
a
a
point
snake.
where... Yeah. I think they just had a point where they were like, well, the chairman needs to be dead right now. How do we fucking do this?
You send a giant fucking snake in! That was perfectly done!
Oh my...
That was.
I just love how incredibly, like, smarmy that is.
That is probably the greatest piece of cinematography this game has.
Calm you a bit.
Just randomly superimposing his face over the giant snake.
Yes.
No, that's laced with a sleeping drug.
Oh, well, that took care of that, so no worries. I just like how the game goes from, like, really emotional and, like,
What should I
really
do?
actually, like, solid emotion from Kaim and company, and then we
I've
go to
killed-
just the goofiest shit
I've killed a
ever
man.
with Gongora. It's...
Is Gongora the comic relief?
The best part is that fade out at the end of the last episode, looking at the mirror, fades directly into this. There is no gap.
That's amazing.
The chairman fell prey to a sudden illness.
Uh-huh.
Called
It was
death.
beyond the doctor's
Snake
abilities
venom,
to
yeah,
save
sudden
him.
illness
Uh-huh.
there.
Leave everything to me. I will announce the chairman's sad demise to the people. No one else will be hurt.
Today.
No one will question your highness's integrity and the chairman's good name. shall be preserved.
In the stomach of a snake. I
Consider
snake.
this.
Me.
If our nation lost
Quite
both
possibly
the
him,
chairman
even though he
and
will
your
never pull that
highness,
stunt again.
it would plunge into chaos.
I would
All
not
I-
be surprised if that snake was
Culture
actually
would
Gongora.
undoubtedly take advantage
I think it was supposed to
of our
be him,
weakness
but he never turns
and
into a
invade.
snake in any other scene.
Because he's a snake in every scene.
Goats are wood.
Remember,
See, all I could think
they have
of
plotted
was that.
against
No,
That's why.
see, he's not a
Ura
snake,
during the
Ruin.
recent war.
He's cheese.
Ura
He's
were to falter
he's
now,
Gorgonzola.
It would be
But you
an
know what else also
invitation
goes
for
great with
Gotcha
cheese?
to invade.
Ham.
What should I do?
There is only one
Gongora
thing your
is ham
highness
and
must
cheese.
do,
That's
and that is to
one of the
protect
most
Ura.
accurate ways to describe him I've ever heard.
Yes, your highness. Like your father.
Now I
you
can't
must
help
Honestly-
but get
lead your
this
people
image
with
of Jafar
confidence
out
and
of my head,
conviction.
though, and him just going,
It is
"Now
your
let
solemn
me see
duty
how
to
snake-like I
overcome
can be."
the
Sorry, go ahead,
incident
Rowan.
that occurred today.
I honestly think that
That is
this
true.
game would
It is
probably
my
be
duty.
a lot more better if they had a more subtle and nuanced kind of
Always, your
villain.
highness.
But I truly
You've
appreciate
run for
Gongora
Gongora.
for just
I
not
don't
having
know
any
what I would do.
qualms about
You
being an
sell
asshole.
yourself short.
Yeah, he just
If
runs
you
around
were
being
an
evil and,
administrator,
like,
you would
violently
one
so.
day
But I will say
Yeah,
that aside
fine
from
king.
like Seth,
Now then,
he is probably this
today
game's
you
weak
must
link.
rest. Beginning tomorrow,
Eh,
you will
give
be
him a little
very
little
busy
time.
king.
And
He's
judge
just
from
he
there.
hasn't had the time to be fully fleshed out, especially since the story has on and off.
So
stopped
far,
focusing
so
on him?
far, most of what he's been doing is like the setup for his plan.
That
Everything
sounds
will
like
fall
he
into
started
place
to.
at some point.
That sounds like
Tolkien.
he started to keep. That he started to put his plan to action. These are some pretty big
From this
overtures.
day forward, you are my
Well,
servant.
okay, yeah.
A little higher, please.
I mean, he
Give
just
me a
orchestrated
sign
the death of the chairman. That's not a setup. That's a move towards an end.
That's true. His setup at this point is done. He is now He's now beginning to enact his plans.
Oh God! I kissed that guy's hand. No.
Yeah, I'd be terrified if I had that memory too.
Welcome back, Kaim.
This terrible
I think
dream.
I'm gonna be sick.
My daughter was there.
If Gongora wiped out our memories, he must be up to something.
No, I'm sure it's
So he
perfectly
took our
innocent.
memories, instead of taking our lives.
Because he
because he
can't
couldn't
take
take
your
your lives.
lives.
Taking
You're
away what was
immortal.
most precious to us. He destroyed our hearts and reduced us to empty shells. If
Earn
he's
the
willing to
paycheck.
go that far, what he's after must be this world.
It
The
hasn't been
world
commented
itself.
on it yet, but I do
Yes.
appreciate that. Basically, the
Ridiculous.
main lady in the party does get to be a lady of color.
Me,
You don't see that
you,
too often in
Gongora.
JRPGs.
I remember
That's
two
true.
others.
Seth is indeed
One
pleasantly
of them
brown.
is Sarah.
The other one is Ming, the 1,000-year-old queen who founded
I do
Minara.
like how Kaim's response
she
to like
remember?
the concept of Gongora wanting to
I
take
don't
over the world
know.
is just
When we were
ridiculous.
released, we only got a glimpse of her face.
I'm going to look for Sarah.
I need to
Any
remember
ideas
my
where to
wife.
start?
In my memories.
That is true. The way you feel about people is different from memories. Feelings of love become
You can
a
have good
huge
memories
sense
about
of
someone
loss
and
when
then
your
suddenly
memories are
realize
sealed.
they're an asshole, for example.
Those you've loved remain in your heart.
Was my
You'll
wife
be
an
able to
asshole?
meet her again.
No. I was just saying in general.
I've stumbled upon my daughter's death twice now. The first time she
Yeah,
died,
that's a good
My heart
point.
was
You had to
filled
watch
with
her die
despair.
twice.
The second
No.
time she
Yeah,
died,
it really
was
sucks to
despair
be
that
Kaim.
filled my
Oh
heart.
God, the poor man.
It was hope.
Hope?
If he won't die, I'll bury Gongora in so much pain he'll wish he was dead.
Ooh.
We
That's
have all
metal.
the time in the world.
Ooh.
Oh,
I live
Oh, Kaim, he's not fucking around.
help
I
me
like
to
this
die.
Kaim.
Kaim got his memories back. He has become a character.
He wants blood.
If the send-off tomorrow is too hard for you to bear.
No, I'll see Lyram off.
Oh, he's listening in.
It's my duty
Yeah.
as her father.
Even though he kind of, this is pretty clear evidence his boss is a giant piece of shit, so.
I think he's just listening in for his own benefit.
I think he's kind of done working for Gongora.
I was gonna say, it'd be
Maybe?
pretty hard to justify working for
Good morning.
Gongora at this point,
You must
once
be
you've
Miss Lyram's
seen what
father.
you've seen.
What
That
is
is one goofy-looking funeral director.
Miss Seth
Is.
contacted me.
He's
I'm
quite
here to
colorful.
assist
He
in
is.
sending
Is he
Miss
wearing a
Well-
mask?
Looks like it.
Where's Mom?
Yeah, he's wearing a mask.
She will return to Mother Ocean.
And a really big hat.
Who brought us to this land long ago. Even though her body
I
goes
almost
to the
felt like
sea,
his name should have been
you will
Melvin, and
still
they were
have your
just one space
spiritual
short or
bond
something.
with her.
Spiritual bonds?
Yes. Your soul.
You see, we used to be owned by a company, or we used to be a series called Final Fantasy, and the last entry was this series that had a bunch of water funerals, so we're just going to reuse art from that.
I don't think they would go that far.
Spiritual bonds? You mean the spirits within?
I'll need the family.
Oh God!
Get out.
Proper farewell.
Mine was an actual joke, at least.
What should we do?
Fair enough, I guess. Maybe.
It's nothing difficult.
I'd be insulted, except, yeah, I didn't really go
We'll
anywhere
need
with mine,
flowers
so
to
point
adorn
taken.
this lyre, and torches to light the send-off flame.
So remember those flowers I pointed out?
Are we gonna pick them?
Uh,
Oh no! Oh, that one flower you mean?
So Mom will
And
get-
those little bundles of sticks?
Oh.
Oh.
Those are the flowers and the wood for the torches.
We're on disc 8 already?
Yeah.
Wow, these discs are short.
You all right?
Yeah, what you didn't see was between cutscenes I had to switch out like 7 discs.
I want to do something too.
The rest was just lore.
I'll have you help
A
me
Grand
later.
Epic Tale.
The rest were just all the other 1,000 Years of Dreams.
Well, then,
A Grand
the
Epic
first
Tale
thing is
told
to
you
gather
on
the
30,000
flowers.
discs.
Please.
It's like Xeno.
When I said that there were 33 of them, I meant I was going to show 33. There's actually 1,000. So you actually do have to manually go out and collect these flowers.
Oh boy. Fetch quest. Oh, you're playing as Cook.
Yep. And I'm not going to show the whole thing, but I'm going to leave this in because her run animation is hilarious.
Look at her go!
She
Got
is
the
just,
rider kick, now she's got the rider speed.
she is just supersonic racing,
So yeah, we went out and we got 10 flowers. They're not that hard to find.
running to the point of no return.
Are you gonna let the fire burn?
Yes,
All
of
right,
course.
Mr. Kind,
Oh, there's the
please
mask.
gather
He's
the
wearing a
branches
half
from the
mask.
torch.
Like there's
No.
No, he's wearing
No,
a full
that's
mask.
It's just got a red stripe in the middle.
Oh, okay. It just looked like it was the same color. The middle part was the same color as his skin.
No, it's just got the stripe down the middle. So same deal. You got to go get 10 bundles of sticks,
Gotta collect them discs.
and we're done.
Yay!
Everything is
All the flowers and the sticks and stuff are just in the 2 areas of the ruined city. They're not terribly hard to find.
And
You
there's
get
no
attacked.
enemies.
And there's no enemies.
Oh, okay.
This
So
music
that-
plays the whole time. It's mostly just an excuse to listen to some pleasant music.
Nothing wrong with listening to good music.
But yeah, unlike most games, which a character dies and there's like not even a funeral or anything, they actually make the funeral a part of the
I don't
game.
see
Yeah,
much.
that's
Like a big
nice.
deal.
He said he had some.
Well,
That's
I
very
mean,
nice.
considering her importance to
Are you worried?
3 characters present
Mac
here,
has a lot
it
of
makes
guts.
sense.
He'll be fine.
Yeah, but even so, like, so many games are just, they died! I swear revenge! And then you run off out of the town.
Yeah.
You can call me
I
Glenn.
mean, there's been a few
Oh,
games.
that's gonna be kind of
You're
weird.
younger than Mom?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
I'll stick with Kind. Saying Grandpa just doesn't feel right.
Cook has the right idea.
Cook is smart. I like her.
Cook's alright.
Oh,
Why can't you be more like Cook,
Seth.
Seth?
Kind's actually being nice.
Oh,
Well,
careful
he's
what
a
you wish for.
grandfather with his
Say, so far the
What?
children actually
guess
haven't
getting
been that
grandchildren
bad.
can
Most
really
of just
change
my
it.
initial consternation
think
is
it's
because
quite like
most
that.
RPG children are objectively horrible.
I think I've got
Most
a pretty
RPG
good guess
children
for
are just kind of
Max
annoying little brats.
Yeah,
to get those flowers.
I see.
but Cook just seems pretty.
We figured
She's a
that
little
as long
she's a
as
little
those
ass kicker,
flowers
and
were
she actually
green,
seems pretty empathic.
Mom would stay healthy.
Yeah. And she's relatively level-headed.
Yeah, I think that's the important
Yeah.
thing is that she is somewhat
Mac and
level-headed.
I,
I'm
we
not
both
saying
knew
she
that
should be
Mom
perfect,
wasn't well.
but
We wanted
Well,
to
just
stay
an
together.
ounce
mean,
of reason.
Even if
We
it was
also have to
just
understand
for a
that
little
she
longer.
probably had to
So we would
essentially
trade
be
in
the
those
mom
flowers every day.
for Mac, seeing as their actual mother has been laid up for who knows how long. Cooks had to be the
flowers.
one who grew up fast.
thought I could show
You
them
see this a
Mom.
lot with, it's somewhat understandable
already
and
walked it.
dare I say realistic.
And Cook is
Those
probably I want to
Wasn't
say
it
probably
important to
12
let
or
them keep
13.
blooming naturally?
She's
I
older.
want to say she's.
Didn't your
I want to
mother
say she's
also say
13
that?
and Mac is 12.
Well, wilting is
How old is
something
Cookie again?
natural too.
I thought
13, I
they'd
wanna say?
cheer her up.
Huh.
I never let anyone step on them.
Mac is the younger
Dummy.
one, and I think it's only by a
Is it
year.
that
I'll have to
happy?
like go and
But these are
check
Mom's
the ages
favorite
again.
flowers.
And they were also there when I parted ways with Liram's mother, your grandmother.
Huh?
The fact that your mother
That does
treasured
mean,
these
though,
flowers was probably
that
tied to
Liram was
memories of
easily
those
in
flowers.
her 30s at the lowest.
I'm sure your
When she
mother would
died.
understand
Yeah.
your feelings.
So, I mean, she was probably about...
And I can understand
Which
that
means
too.
that it had been possibly upwards of 20 years
You're a good person.
since Kaim had his memory wiped.
You're nice too, Kai.
Well, I mean, he's had, what, centuries
I
to
thought that about
kind
you
of
just now.
wander around and... Yeah,
Well, yeah, but that's still a pretty long time by human standards to wander around not knowing really who you are or why.
Right.
Oh, jeez.
I'm a little emotional about things like this, I guess.
Well, I don't handle these things too well either.
Oh, Jansen!
Blow your nose into Seth's hair.
And there goes the moon.
And we're back.
Scene.
Mr. Kime, take hold of the ribbons, please.
I was laughing so hard I accidentally hit the mute button
These
on my mic
ribbons
a couple
are
of
the
times in
only
the middle
thing
of that
tie
laugh.
us, the living, to Miss Liram, the deceased.
Okay, so they actually... This part of the funeral
Miss
is
Liram must now
playable?
begin
Air
a new
quotes?
journey.
Do you have to shoot
Our
Liram in the
final
head?
duty is to sever
No.
our
She's
ties
already dead, you
in the
fucking
form
idiot.
of these
So was the
ribbons.
boss.
Please watch Mac. He shall give
No,
us
what
the
you do in
to
this
sever
is
these
you basically
ties.
you take on
That
the role
is
of
his
Mac
role.
in his part of the funeral.
You
Oh.
shall cut your ties with Miss Liram, while your undying
He is
love
the
for her
torchbearer for the funeral.
remains in your hearts.
This is nice. It's like it's a pretty unique. Like it's something of a Viking funeral, but it's
Yeah.
it's got a nice almost cultural feel to it. Like this could be this seems like a thing that could actually happen.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
I think that was the idea.
At least within respects to this world, this part of the world, even.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those
It's a
bonds
coastal
are
city
Now,
with its own culture and
us
stuff. I think the idea is they were trying to really impress upon you that this place does have its own culture.
Yes.
many
And it's got its own
years from
traditions
Miss
for
Liram
how you,
have
like
been
how
passed
funerals
to
are carried
her
out
father.
and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
When all of them
It
have been
feels
assembled,
organic.
Miss
Is the
Liram
point.
shall begin her journey out into Mother Ocean. Mac, with the lit torch you carry, trace
I
the
mean, it
movements
does
of
feel a
the
little
lines
jarring
attendees
when
are waving.
the funeral director explains what you've
Those
got to do
movements will convey the
as-
attendees' wishes.
But
as kind of a... It almost sounds like he's explaining a minigame, because he kind of is, but...
Incorrectly, the attendees
yeah,
good
but
wishes
he's
will not
telling
be
a little
conveyed.
kid who probably
If
has
that happens,
never done this
try
before
again.
how to
It-
do it.
Match the
It,
movements
Yeah.
it makes
of
more
the
sense in the
attendees.
context of having Mac
It's
do
almost
it.
as if he's
Directly
trying to
trace
explain
the
it to a
movements of the
child,
flame.
which
The
he
attendees'
is.
torches will light up.
That's like the one time I'll
Then
ever
the
be okay
attendees
with
will
game
sever the
dialogue,
ribbons with
you
their
know,
flames
treating its
to
audience like a
represent
child,
their
because
own
technically he's
connections
conveying this
and to make
information
the
to a
unseen
child.
bonds.
Well, and he's
So
not
he's-
saying shit
When
like
all
press
the
the
ribbons
X
are
button
severed,
to light a
Miss Liram
torch.
will start her
I'm pretty
journey.
sure we'll get prompts for that
Are
anyway.
you ready?
The prompts appear in the top left. At no point does anyone ever actually, like, point them out or acknowledge them.
Mac, you must
It is
imagine
time,
an A
everyone.
button.
Let us sever our physical ties with Miss Liram.
That always in
Push the A button, or your mother's funeral will not go correctly.
She will come back and beat the shit out of you. Do you want zombie bomb, Mac? Do you?
Do you want
No,
zombies
zombie
back?
bomb, no!
So yeah, basically all you got to do is you move the torch to the right side, and then you can adjust it slightly with the stick. And the idea is just kind of to line it up with the attendee's torch until you've done all four directions. And this guy explains, like, the traditional representation of each torch motion.
The Furin Kazan.
I think that's actually kind of what they're doing, aren't they?
And the controls for this are actually fairly intuitive, because it's just the face buttons on the 360 controller. And they match up kind of like a D-pad. Like, the Y button is up, and so on.
Okay, that makes sense. And I'm sure if done right, which I have faith in this game it will do, it'll feel like an actual ritual. It won't feel like you're doing, you know, a set of patterns.
You're not doing Dance Dance Funeral.
You're not doing the E ending of Drakengard.
Yeah, there's not gonna be any, you know, like, great popping up on the screen or anything like that.
So these are like...
Just each patron will come up, they'll have something to say.
I was gonna say this sounds like the each representative of each major family or each.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
They'll have something to say. You'll light their torch. They'll have a parting line, and then they'll go over to Kaim to burn one of the
one of the ribbons. Yeah.
And there are 4 total funeral guests. I would just skip through it, but I feel like it's appropriate not to.
Yeah, I don't think it would be a good idea to skip through this.
Plus, each one does have something to say.
Right, the different ways they knew Lirum, or different things she did, like the first one mentioning that she helped his family, etc.
Once again, to help make this whole process feel organic.
And it even gives you a little bit of insight into Lirum, since she's a character that exits so quickly.
It gives her some character, despite the fact that she is, you know, dead when you meet her, basically.
Right,
but it mostly has to do with the fact that she has such a profound impact on Kaim's backstory. She's very integral to that element, to that character.
Well, and by giving her more character, you in turn give Cook, Mac, and Kaim more character as well through their connection to her. So, it's actually not too bad of a way to do a character development, and it gets you more invested in it than simply just watching the funeral, I suppose.
Or just watching them have, like, a conversation post-funeral.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think part of the idea is that they have this part, like, you in control, so that it's not just cutscene after cutscene after cutscene after cutscene forever.
It's to keep things reasonably paced, because this is a pretty slow-paced segment of the game.
Yeah,
but you're not.
It's nice and relaxed.
You're engaged in it. But it's nothing intense, you know.
I feel as though this scene probably should have been voiced, though. Just my opinion.
It probably should have been, but you're not going to hear me complain that it's not.
Yeah, it's not.
It's a minor thing.
It's not a big deal. It's just something that probably would have given it a tiny bit more impact.
They honestly blew their budget on a lot of stuff in this game.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious.
But anyway, that's the last participant, so Cook and Mac will burn the remaining 2 ribbons.
As they should. They look like the big ones.
Yeah, the 2 ones tied to the posts. You can actually walk down to this little plaza area at any point. Also, speaking of blowing the budget, I want to point out that if you actually look really closely, those ribbons they burned are not just generic white strips. They've got, like, lace patterning on the sides and everything.
Oh.
Wow!
I didn't know.
They blew their budget by putting a shitload of detail into things that honestly didn't need it.
Can't say that Mistwalker didn't have expensive tastes, because they totally did.
They really tried.
They really did. I'm actually going to be really sad when I find, like, another genuinely egregious flaw with this game. I'm going to be, like, legitimately heartbroken.
It's got its own share of flaws, like any game does.
Oh no, I totally believe it, but it's gonna be heartbreaking because it's sort of like, this is a major error that in a project that looks like it had a lot of care and effort put into it. At least from from what I've seen and what I've interpreted.
But yeah, basically Viking funeral, but with less boat on fire.
Just don't forget to just Photoshop a little explosion on the boat.
Just as it sails like.
Only Viking funerals allowed in our LPs.
What was that about ruining the mood?
I thought you would have cried more.
Well, for a guy named Ruin, he's living up to it pretty solidly.
No, you haven't cried.
I'm doing a
since
wink and a
the
thumbs
game
up right now.
began. It's so strange. I don't know why I can't cry. You seem so calm.
Congratulations, Mac, you have become a JRPG protagonist.
Kayum,
Was your mother happy?
Also, it's weird sometimes. Occasionally, Cook pronounces Kaim's name with, like,
lots of
enunciating
friends.
the I, so you get
and
Kaim.
Dad was a really great person.
So in French, he actually is
Even the
L'chaim.
Queen cared about her. and
L'chaim.
helped her out a lot. I'm sure she must have been happy.
Oh, the flowers are blooming
She
again.
always missed you, Kime. And Grandma. You don't cry anymore, do you, Kime? You're strong, Kime.
I don't think it comes from strength,
You're
children.
immortal and invincible. It's amazing. Not dying.
Oh God, no, it's not.
Not necessarily.
Yeah,
Why not?
this is going to be a recurring theme, just
It
how much
means I
it
see so many people
sucks.
that I care for.
Who wants to
pass on,
live forever?
Like your mother.
You know,
Well,
I've
I
you
mean,
know,
he's explaining it right here. He's seen it so much,
Enough to lose count.
Oh
That's why you
jeez.
got so strong.
it's like I said, it doesn't come from strength. It comes
You
from
must
just seeing
learn.
it so many times that you become numb to it, and that's
Yeah,
not
that's-
not necessarily a good thing.
I want to grow up to be strong like you, Kime.
And
Do
they're
you
like,
really though,
Even if it
Mac?
hurts,
but that's the thing is,
Even if it's
this is the
tough,
first time they've
I won't
seen it.
cry.
They're coming from the perspective
gonna
as,
be
oh,
strong.
he's strong. And he doesn't necessarily, it's not really the place to say, no, you don't understand, I'm so emotionally numb, I can't feel normal feelings anymore. It's
Yes.
not really the place or the time to tell them that.
Well, see, the thing about Kaim, what he's doing right now, is that it looks like he's understanding that they do have a different perspective, and that even if he isn't as feeling as much of it, they are, and they're perceiving him in a certain way that they want to look up to.
And if it helps them, all the better.
Yes.
Okay.
Basically, he's giving them the role model they're looking for.
Yeah.
Can I point something out?
Sure.
You know how I've said the expressions of like Jansen and Seth are weird, or have always been weird? The faces that Cook and Mac have been making are like spot on. They're like absolutely fantastic.
Kaim usually has pretty good expressions too.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
it's just like
I do want to give a thumbs up to the animators for that scene, because there's a lot that's conveyed not through the dialogue but through the facial animation and what wasn't being said. I mean, that's just me interpreting into what Kaim was doing. There's a lot you can read just from what he's not saying so much as what he is saying in that scene.
Yeah, like those brief bits where you see him, he kind of like purses his lips for a second and kind of
What's wrong?
furrows his brow and stuff.
Look at this. Mac went out again.
Oh no.
Here, read it.
Mac, what have you done?
I'm going to meet Mom in the Crimson Forest. I want to show her these
Oh,
flowers.
good grief!
Oh, Mac.
Crimson Forest.
Mac, damn it, Mac!
Ah, kids.
Well,
It's
now we have our
supposed to
next
be a place
dungeon.
for
And
you to
Jansen
meet
just
the
goes,
souls
"Ah,
of the
kids."
dead. But
Jansen
the
has the
queen
right
has
idea.
forbidden anyone to go in there.
Looks like we need to go talk to
but
the
he went
queen then,
anyway,
huh?
That little...
I'm gonna go look for him.
Oh.
Wait, Cook. Wait. It's too dangerous.
He said that weight so stern and
I'll go
deathly.
with you.
We'll go too.
Oh, you know
Wait,
what?
no, are you
I
saying
think this is
we?
gonna give the
As
provocation
in
that
me?
Heihachi was looking for.
Look at, you know...
Because
the
if the
queen says don't
queen,
go in the forest,
because if the
I think she's
queen,
very
if you need the
wise.
queen's
I don't
permission
think we
to
should go
enter
to the
this
forest.
forest,
I'm gonna stay here
and they
support the
decide to
queen.
go in
Would you quit
without the
whining?
queen's permission,
No.
Heihachi
Sounded
might
like
use
queen.
that to his
Shut up and
advantage.
get moving.
The sign said keep off the grass, and they
go.
blatantly stepped on it. War!
That's essentially it.
Oh boy.